Hey, Marcus with MarcusBlankenship.com here. Hey, I had based on my last video about helping your developers find value, somebody wrote in and asked this question. I'd love to know how you handle adding these valuable new ideas to a fixed price Agile project, especially regarding increasing the fixed price. Well, let me tell you what I think. Some of the valuable things that they find are going to be really simple things for you to put in, a couple of lines to code. These ahas might be like, oh, it'd be super easy to add an autocomplete to this list. It's one line of jQuery or something like that. Okay, in that case, why not just literally take 10 minutes and delight your customer? Okay, I realize it may not be in the scope, but if you can delight your customer in general by over-delivering, they're going to see that you are looking out for value. All right, and I know when I hire people, I always want to think that they're looking out for my best interest. Here's an example of that. I'm building a house, and I use this example all the time because it's on my mind a lot. My contractor comes to me fairly regularly, and he'll say, hey, I thought I'd tell you that this is an option we could do. For example, we could put in dimmer switches wherever you have can lights in your house. And I say, that is a great idea because can lighting is really bright and a dimmer switch gives me a lot of control. My next question is always, well, how much does that cost? No, that's built in. There's no additional cost for that. I'm delighted. He hasn't incurred really any bigger cost and he's made me very happy. Now, the next thing he said was, hey, what if we do a tiled surround in your shower and we'll do like 2 shower heads in this big kind of walk-in shower? Oh, that's a great idea. I see that in magazines. It looks great. What's the cost? That'll be an extra $500. Now I, as the customer, get to make a choice. So both of those are examples of where someone brings me a valuable idea that they saw because they were keeping their eyes out for it in the midst of doing the work. And I'll be honest, building a house seems like waterfall. You put the whole blueprint together and everything looks like it's just perfect. But I've honestly had to learn that it's much more like Agile. And if you have a builder or a construction person that you're working with who's willing to come to you with ideas, and you might be saying those are just upsells. Nope, I'll bet 90% of his ideas haven't cost me a dime more. But when he brings me those ideas, I'm happier with the end product. He's happier with the end product. So not all of these value adds need to cost more money. There is, I believe, a place for you to decide based on the relationship, the effort, the true value. I mean, let's be honest, adding an autocomplete is not super valuable, but it is a really nice to have. You might think about it as it's a little bit of polish on the furniture you're making. It sort of just smooths it out and makes the UI a little friendlier. There will be other times when your developer realizes that something that was going to be really, really hard is now made much easier now that they're in the code. At that point, if it was really hard and it was really valuable, why not just take and sell that thing as a value-added item to your client? Okay, you can just basically deal with the change order. The other way, of course, to deal with this is to say, well, we can just keep working. If you're selling sprints, you might say, well, it'll just take us an extra sprint. And of course, each sprint costs us X amount of money. And so therefore, that's how you get them to pay for the added value, is it takes another sprint. But I think at the end of the day, if we're not watching out for where we can add value, new surprising places our developers see to add value, we're really limiting how useful Agile can be, and we're really limiting how useful our developers can be. We're really telling them that here's the specs, sort of reminds me of Office Space. You just do what's on this page and don't do any more, even if you think of good ideas. I've found most developers don't want to work in a situation like that, and they would rather be a part of the larger product discussion because they know they're smart, they know they have some good ideas at least, and the only key is, do you train them to look for value, and what do you train them to do with it? I'm Marcus at MarcusBlankenship.com. Leave comments below and let me know if this is useful. Thanks.